Okay, let's see this. We'll watch Fallout after this, okay? Give me 1 second. Let me see this.
This is Steam Deck. Steam Deck is our powerful, portable, handheld gaming PC that lets you take your Steam library with you anywhere. We're pretty proud of it. People who own Steam Decks have been playing everywhere, and we couldn't be happier with the response we've heard from all of you. We're excited to talk about the future of Steam Deck.
Oh, you guys can see the video. I can. You can't? Well, it's your problem, bitches! It's your problem! I can see it! You can't... Yeah. It's on you! It was just like it.
Hey everyone! This is Steam Deck. Steam Deck is our powerful, portable, handheld gaming PC that lets you take your Steam library with you anywhere.
Better now?
We're pretty proud of it. People who own Steam Decks have been playing everywhere, and we couldn't be happier with the response we've heard from all of you. We're excited to talk about the future of Steam Deck, but not today, because this isn't a video about the future of Steam Deck. This is a video about the future of Steam hardware.
He spent 30 seconds talking...
Today, we're announcing 3 new members of the Steam hardware lineup. All connect you with powerful PC gaming. All are optimized for gaming with Steam, and all are shipping in early 2026. Let's start with this one.
Controller?
This is the new Steam controller. The new Steam controller puts all of your Steam games at your fingertips, so you can play wherever and however you want. Just like with Steam Deck, we want you to be able to play any game with your Steam controller, even games never built with a controller in mind.
What?
It has all the great features from Steam Deck, like trackpads, gyro, and back buttons, all in a comfortable form factor. Its next-generation magnetic thumbsticks let you play with improved responsiveness and longevity. We've put capacitive touch sensors on the thumbsticks and now on the back of the controller too, so you can enable precision gyro aiming with the touch of your thumb, or your pinky if you're feeling fancy. Play for way too long with a rechargeable lithium-ion battery that allows for over 35 hours of playtime. With Steam controller...
Hold on. The thing is, it's still a controller, not a mouse, though. I can't still imagine like playing a game like Baldur's Gate using this and saying, "Oh yeah, this is better than a mouse." Like, I'm sorry, I'm just being realistic here. So sometimes I just like dragging the mouse around.
We want to make charging and wireless pairing something that's actually easy. That's why
I understand the trackpads. The thing is, I haven't used a trackpad that felt as good as a mouse. Have you?
why we created the Puck. The Puck is a combination wireless adapter and magnetic charger included with every Steam controller. Snap it on to charge. Once you're charged up, snap it off again. You can play over Bluetooth or a wired connection too. The new Steam controller works with any device running Steam or Steam Link, whether it's a PC, Mac, handheld, smartphone, Steam Deck, or the new Steam machine. Oh!
Calm. Yeah, that tech charging was really cool. But I feel like something like this I really need to try with my hands too. Again, I understand the trackpad. I just don't see how a trackpad would make me use a game that I prefer playing with the mouse, with the track, because it might still be weird. I don't know. I feel like it's the kind of thing that you need to have on your hands, and then you need to go and play with your fingers to fully be able to talk about it. Does it make sense?
This is the new Steam machine. Steam Machine is a powerful gaming PC in a small but mighty package, designed for your games on the big screen. It's quiet too, which is crazy since it's 6 times more powerful than a Steam Deck, powered by a discrete, semi-custom AMD GPU, enabling 4K gaming at 60 frames per second with FSR. Steam Machine runs SteamOS made for a bigger screen, built for gaming in your living room, your office, or wherever you play, with the rest of your PC accessories. Steam Machine borrows some great features from Steam Deck, like lightning-fast sleep and wake, an SD card slot to easily expand your storage, and brings some new tricks of its own, like a customizable LED strip, which can show different system functionalities, or your own light show. Steam Machine is a PC, so run whatever software you want, and it works with all your favorite desktop and gaming accessories. Steam Machine is designed to work hand in hand with the Steam controller, with the low latency, wireless connectivity of the Steam controller puck built right in. And it's great for streaming your games to your phone, tablet, laptop, Steam Deck, or Steam Frame.
Okay, I'm confused. Is this an actual PC? So, basically they're selling a... Yeah, I get it's a small PC. It's... Can I be honest with you guys? What this felt like to me? As somebody who has never seen this before? This felt like... basically them saying, oh, by the way, we made this small gaming PC that looks a lot like a console, but is actually good. That's what this ad felt to me. It's not wrong they're saying that. That's why I was a little bit confused. Like, can I connect that Steam Cube to my computer? Let's say you have a shitty computer, and then you connect that and suddenly you can play the game there and do something else. Apparently it can run things pretty well. Yeah, you guys, I get it, it's a computer, but isn't like consoles computers as well? I feel like the Steam literally announced a console, except they refused to call it a console. Can I play League of Legends in it? Dabuman, I feel like you can play League of Legends in it. Yeah. It's basically a PC for your TV. Yeah. Isn't that what consoles were supposed to be? I'm sorry. It just seems like semantics. Kind of. You can also use it as a regular PC. It can run normal Windows. Yes, I understand. The reason why consoles can't run apps on PCs, it's because they, in theory, are made to just run games, right? And to be cheaper. But I feel like we're at the point where technology is beyond that. So basically this is just like what in theory people hope to do with consoles when consoles became a thing. It's my point. It can probably run Crysis, that's the point. That's why I say that this entire ad felt like they were adding for a console, but that doesn't have the restrictions of a console. Yes, thank you so much for the 5 sub gifts. That's very kind of you. Thank you. They wanted to make a PC small as possible. Yes, Lavender, I understand that. Think about people who bought... Yes, Lavender, but again, I thought that this was kind of like the point of consoles, because the point of consoles was basically to simulate a gaming environment that's close as possible to a PC, but being a lot smaller. Right? And cheaper. I'm not talking about handhelds. Then what's the point of a console? Okay, the difference is that Steam is pro-consumer. And yes, Lavender, but the thing is, we are agreeing here, Lavender. What I'm saying is this entire ad just felt like they were shitting on consoles. And saying, here, you don't need a console. Why don't you just get a small PC? That's my point. That's literally what this ad felt like. They didn't say the price, right? That's why you like him? No. My point is, they literally showed like something that looked like a fucking Xbox, okay? The old Xbox. And then they were saying, this is a small PC. But it looked like a console. So, to me, it was kind of like a snob way to, you know, to flex on consoles. That's it. I was just pointing that out. That's why I started talking about consoles. Yes, I understand that you can do more than a console, but again, that's the point.
Oh, yep. This is Steam Frame.
Do you guys think that they make those scenes to look like... I feel like, you know, the way that they show the Steam Deck, the way that they are showing the controller, the way that they are showing this, it's almost like they put those images of those objects like people would be jerking off to them. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised that people have jerked off to this video. Like, look at that!
Steam Frame is Valve's next generation VR hardware. Stream all your Steam games, VR and non-VR alike, in this comfortable,
it's literally hardware for it.
VR headset. Steam Frame uses camera-based tracking, so getting into your games is as easy as slipping on the headset and waking it up.
I love it.
Steam Frame controllers, included with the headset, are designed with all the inputs you need for your VR titles, like motion controls and capacitive tracking for all your fingers, as well as a split gamepad layout to work with your whole Steam library. They even feature the same magnetic thumbsticks as Steam Controller for responsiveness and longevity. Steam Frame also pairs seamlessly with the new Steam Controller, a great companion for playing non-VR games in the headset. To make sure streaming is smooth and stable no matter what, Steam Frame includes a wireless adapter that lets you stream your games from your PC to your headset over a fast and dedicated Wi-Fi 6 connection. And the game is streamed to your frame optimized for VR, using new technology that allows for the highest resolution streaming exactly where your eyes are looking. And Steam Frame is a PC, running Steam OS. In addition to streaming, you can install and play a bunch of VR and non-VR games right in the headset without a host PC. You can...
Jesus Christ. I really want this. Can I be honest with you guys? I'm not a fan of handhelds. I know that a lot of people love handhelds, but handhelds for me, they're kind of like, I like the theory of handhelds until I actually start using a handheld, and I'm like, I can't find a position where my arms are comfortable. And then I can't, if my arms are comfortable, the screen is too far and the things are too small and it's hard to read. And I like having bigger screens. So handhelds, in theory, they're always nice, but I never have a good time actually using them. And because of that, I never really cared much for VR until like earlier this year, I tried VR for the first time. And I actually really liked it. I liked VR headsets a lot more than I liked handhelds, because it felt like I didn't have trouble reading the screen or things like that with the VR headset, especially when it was well adjusted. So being able to play non-VR games and VR games on your headset instead of looking at a tiny screen, and also being able to use like a controller that I'm already familiar, or the controllers that are separated by hands, it It feels like I can just lay on the sofa with my head up and I will not have trouble looking at the screen and my hands will actually be comfy. So I feel like this is actually really appealing to me, a lot more than any handheld console has ever been. Because I feel like the biggest weaknesses of a VR headset, it's that a VR headset tries to be a shitty PC. But if I get a VR headset that I need to not be glued to my computer, I can still walk around the house, and I can use my computer to host things. I feel like this is where VR shines for me.
You can also expand your onboard storage to fit even more games with a micro SD card. Steam controller, Steam machine, and Steam frame. All built with the same DNA as Steam Deck, all powered by Steam, work together, and can be used however you'd like with whatever peripherals and accessories you choose. Everything you see here is the culmination of what we've learned from our previous hardware experience and what we've wanted ourselves as gamers. Powerful PC gaming in an open ecosystem, giving you more ways to enjoy the games you love and discover new ones. Steam controller, Steam machine, and Steam frame are all shipping in early 2026. Learn more at steampowered.com/hardware.
Sexy. They made this to turn people on. Like, they made this to make people attracted to those things. Look at that! Look at that button being clicked! It's so sexy! I really hope this headset is comfy. You know what I noticed? Is there any support on top? I find that when headsets have a support on top of your head, not only on the side, they tend to get a lot more comfy. So if there is a support on top of your head, it should be very comfy. It's not about being light. Crazy Mist. I find that it has to be like not, it has to like fit your head. The problem is something like this is made to fit everyone's head, and we all have different heads. But as long as we have the tools to make it comfy, it's about like fitting your head. Because when a VR headset's not comfy, it's when it's flimsy. It can't be flimsy. You need to be able to move your head like it's glued to your head. It cannot be too tight or it's gonna give you a headache, but it needs to be firm. So I don't know if there is anything on top. It doesn't. That's my biggest fear for it. Because I find that something on top really helps. Yes, I understand that the weight's nicely distributed in the front and the back, but there is something about comfort when you have something like on top of your head. It just feels better than something just hanging from the sides. I have long hair. What about that? Can I only use a VR headset if I'm bald? Should I shave my head to use a VR headset? Oh, maybe if I use like a bald cap. Yeah? Why are you talking about my long hair? There's a top strap? Okay, good. Well, what about me being bald or not has to do with this? You pay extra for that? I feel like this is the kind of stuff that should be default though, for comfort. If you're bald, it will just be sliding around. Component fault, if you're bald and things are sliding around your head, I would recommend you showering so you're less greasy. Thank you. I really like this stuff. What do you guys think? I really think that that PC was literally a big like middle finger to consoles. I couldn't put that ad was for the small PC was like, fuck you consoles. Imagine insinuating that a woman of gaming can't wear a VR headset. You're gonna buy the machine You're only worried about the price? I feel like can I be honest with you guys? I think the consoles are overpriced. I don't know. Just a little bit. I think a lot of the appeal that consoles have, it's mostly like people who grew with certain consoles. They always had the consoles, and they were like, "Oh, there's a new one. I will just go and buy it." But ultimately, I feel like consoles could be giving people a little bit better. Consoles are heavily subsidized by game prices at 70. So you're saying that consoles are underpriced, Imo? So you're saying that by making a small PC, Steam is attempting to sell people a normally priced PC that's small. I don't know. I just find that there is just so many good PC games that you cannot play on consoles. I'm not done. How the hell are consoles worth it? Because I find from a consumer perspective, from somebody that plays like lots of games, I find that consoles are not worth the money. If I'm going to be playing games, a computer is better. There is more diversity of games. I understand that's the ecosystem, but I guess... Yes, Katie, I guess I come from a very different position. I see things in a very different position, Katie, because, for example, since I'm naturally from Brazil, in Brazil, because of taxes and import fees and shit like that, the consoles were always double the price that people pay outside of Brazil. And to me, consoles were always like never worth it. And PCs were always a lot cheaper. That's why when people say that consoles are cheaper and more affordable, I don't understand that. Because from my perspective, especially growing up as a gamer and all that, consoles has always been very overly priced. PC games are often cheaper as well. I find that in the long term, gaming on PC is simply cheaper than gaming on a console. Like, for example, Nintendo never has a sale. I find that if you have no knowledge on how to build a computer and how to make a computer, yes, a console seems like... I feel like the thing about consoles is not affordability, but it's simplicity. Yes, Katie. And I think that's what consoles are selling. They are selling simplicity to people. It's something that they turn on and it plays their game. And they don't need to worry about anything else. Because if you think about this, then it's fine. Then it's worth it. Because I know that some people are making fun of people who are technology challenged, but we are challenged with a lot of things. Like, how many things you don't get into because the entry point is too hard. So for somebody who wants to try something, but they don't want to spend the 200 hours trying to understand it and then try it to realize if they like it or not, it's a good deal. It's worth it. Simplicity and convenience. That makes more sense. Imagine for somebody that never played a game before. They're trying to play something. A console is just easy way to do it. It's an easy leap. The clitoris has a too high entry level. If the Steam box is affordable and still simple, the thing is affordable even what people are looking for? That's the good question, right? Because let's say, I would say there's a lot of things that are more affordable than Apple. And yet a lot of people sway to Apple just because of the convenience of using it, the simplicity of using it. So maybe it's not about price. It's about how convenient it is. So depending how they make this convenient, it might be a huge success. I know if I wanted a PC, you would want it to be the best and you couldn't afford. Okay, the thing about like a good PC, I think like it's an investment for many years. Like for example, if you buy a good PC, if you buy the best PC you can buy today, I think it's going to be the best PC for many years. Of course, they're going to make it more things and all this, but the thing is, games are never made for the top PC, otherwise they wouldn't sell. So you would still, for probably 5 years, you would be playing all games that come for 5 years in max setting if you got the best PC run. Maybe even longer than that, because nowadays we are kind of like capped in our hardware and software. Like 20 years ago, hardware was improving like crazy. Right now, we just reached like a peak of hardware that a lot of hardware that comes new, the hardware itself, it's not that new. It's mostly like the software behind it that makes the hardware run better. So again, it's a long-term investment. You're going to have the top PC and you're going to be playing games on Macs for many, many years. I feel like it takes a much longer time for PCs to become obsolete than anything else. Yeah, let's see how this goes. I'm really curious about how this goes, because Steam is not only offering people the convenience that a lot of people want to, that they get like for example from Apple, but they're actually hopefully providing good hardware. Is there any actual specs of this? This ad was very effective, especially in making sexy shots of everything. Yes, lots. Does the specs look good? I used to understand the specs a lot more than I do nowadays. Well, Lavender, dude, I know you care for storage because of what you do, but personally, storage is not something that I'm thinking about when I'm thinking of specs. I'm thinking of like the GPU, the CPU, and you tell me about the storage? No, but I understand coming from your perspective because you use lots of storage. No, but Lavender is an editor, so they use lots of storage. I'm not. I just wanted to clarify that they are an editor because by the way that I say that, they sounded almost like they were a porn addict. That's why they needed so much storage. No, it's different. It's not that, guys. It's not that. Don't think of that. You see? He's not talking about porn, I swear. Lavender, you're not helping. To me, particularly, the specs that matter the most I am not making you seem creepy. It's just that for somebody, dude, you're on the internet. For somebody that doesn't know what you do, if you're only talking about the storage when I'm talking about the specs of a new PC, they're gonna think that you're porn addict and you're storing porn in that storage. Everyone knows the internet's made for porn. That's why I told people that you're an editor. So people understand that you have a need to have those clips that you keep claiming you have. It's on you. I'm trying to make you look good. Anyways, you guys ready to go to file out?